The Chicago Bulls have dominated the NBA in this decade. Familiar images evoke vivid memories of their 4 championships in a span of 6 years. In 1991, the Bulls showed they had some magic of their own and captured their first title. The following year, Michael Jordan's greatness surprised even him. In 1993, the Bulls became the first team to win 3 straight titles in nearly 30 years. And a year ago, Jordan led the Bulls to a record 72-win season and embraced another NBA title. Michael Jordan is now in the hunt for number 5.
What time is it? Game time!
The quest has begun for the Chicago Bulls as they gun for their 5th championship the past 7 years. For the Utah Jazz, it is their first trip to the finals in the history of the franchise.
Of 18, and let's not forget Michael Jordan. His shooting has been streaky lately, but he makes up for it defensively and on the board. And it's hard to go against Michael Jordan and home court advantage, but with a subpar Scottie Pippen, I think Utah has an excellent chance to grab one of these first 2 games.
Line, Ahmad Rashad and Jim Gray. Let's start with Ahmad.
All right, thanks, Marv. Now, Matt had mentioned in the open that the Chicago Bulls had not played their best basketball, and that is the center of concern for Michael Jordan. He told me that they have been very inconsistent offensively. He said they have made it through the playoffs to this point, playing well in bits and spurts, but he realizes that is not what it's going to take to get him past this Utah team. Now, in terms of Scottie Pippen has a soft tissue injury on his left foot, and he says he's going to warm up and see how it feels, and it'll be a game-time decision whether or not he will start. All right, let's go down to Jim.
Give it a shot. Right now we have a special announcement. We'll rejoin the public address announcer, Ray Clay.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to center court. We are honored to have with us tonight one of the world's greatest living sports heroes and a national treasure. Please join us now in paying tribute to and welcoming the greatest heavyweight champion of all time, Mr. Muhammad Ali.
Well, the chant from this capacity crowd for Muhammad Ali is reminiscent of his emotional appearance at the Atlanta Olympic Games this past summer. You know, guys, maybe the only athlete in the world more famous, better known than Michael Jordan is that man, Muhammad Ali.
And Michael Jordan, Marv, spent time with Muhammad Ali for the first time in their lives. They got together behind the scenes in one of the locker rooms. It was a very moving moment today for Michael and Muhammad.
Oh, we saw Muhammad Ali at the gold medal game in Atlanta in this summer's Olympics, and you got the feeling that every player was looking for a photo opportunity, wanting just to be next to him and shake his hand and be a part of that ceremony.
The officials, Bill Oakes, Dan Crawford, Ed T. Rush. Let's keep an eye on Michael Jordan. Will he shake hands with Karl Malone? You recall the last game of the series between Chicago and Miami. Yeah, there it is. All right. No question about it here. Little touch between Jordan and Malone. It was not the Alonzo Mourning treatment. All right, earlier we talked with Michael Jordan on a number of subjects, one of which, will he use the extra motivation in Karl Malone winning the most valuable player, beating out Michael? Will that be used for this series?
I think that's something that Karl's earned. And, you know, people could easily said Michael Jordan was MVP this year, but they didn't. And to have animosity or any type of jealousy or use that individual accolade to motivate myself, I don't really want to. I think the motivation that I have is that, you know, we've been to the final 4 times and we're 4 straight. We won 4 out of 4. This is the 5th time we want to make it 5 out of 5. That's where my motivation comes. It's not individualistic to where I'm trying to prove something about the MVP. And I love to win, even if I'm not MVP.
Very aggressive offensively. Michael Jordan, the gracious competitor, maybe the most gracious of our time. but that does sting a little bit. He had a chance, a realistic chance of catching Jabbar at 6 MVPs.
Here's Jordan. So the Jazz up by the score of 4-2.
Well, so far, Utah has Michael taking the jump shot, fading away with John Stockton coming down to double.
The middle and force him into that turnaround jumper.
And the Bulls have scored on only 2 of their first 9 possessions. Michael Jordan adding to that percentile. The Jazz 8 and the Bulls 6.
But an all
occurred yet.
Utah 10, Chicago 8. As we come up on 5 minutes to go in the first. Jordan lost it, but got it back to Longley. And the Bulls very fortunate. Michael was able to deflect it back. Bulls lead 13-12 with 2:15 remaining in the first. Jordan, yes. Michael Jordan telling us earlier he would not force the issue. Try to work out of the throes of a mini slump, but he said he'd let the game come to him. Well, he's attempted 6 shots. He's 3 of 6 from the field. Pippen, Kukoc, and Williams on the front line. Now Jordan played by the rookie Anderson. Michael Jordan shooting over Brandon Anderson. Half, the Jazz by 1. Let's check in with Jim Gray. Jim?
All right, thank you, Mark. During that timeout, Jerry Sloan very happy with the defensive effort of the Utah Jazz. He said offensively, however, you must set and hold your screens and take much better shots. Unhappy with the shot selections. Mark?
All right, Jim, and a fine shot selection on the part of Michael Jordan, who had the tongue wagging and put the move on and split right through and was able to hit.
Going to work on rookie Shannon Anderson, but no help from Antoine Carr, who was supposed to step up and trap that pick and roll. Michael just too quick.
Utah playing the team game. Everything for Chicago, one-on-one off the dribble, particularly Jordan and Kukoc.
Jordan. Michael Jordan has 12, and the Bulls lead by 1. Game 1 of the NBA Final Series. Karl Malone, 5 of 14, 10 points, 6 rebounds. Michael Jordan, 6 for 14 for 12 points. It's the Jazz 42 and the Bulls 38. And a storm of the Prudential halftime report in a moment. Hoffer waving it off. Now Jordan posting up Hornacek. Going glass. The Jazz 50, the Bulls 49.
Oh, that's a good sign.
Carl rarely gets involved with the officials. Only when they're taking it from him.
Michael Jordan with a good angle jump shot following up on the Jeff Hornacek roll. So the Jazz 61-57.
At the open, we talked about, Jordan wide open.
It counts out the foul. Isley turned his head, and Jordan beat him back door. So Jordan to the line. That's 3 on Howard Isley.
Well, it's difficult enough for the big guards of Utah, Shannon Anderson, Jeff Hornacek, to try to play Michael Jordan throughout this offense, but nearly impossible for a point guard like Howard Isley. Not used to seeing Michael Jordan. He's getting killed right now.
Tonight, the big 4-4, the 50 greatest players in the history of this game. Jordan and Pippen with the points. Karl Malone, a lot of shot attempts. I'd like to see John Stockton shoot a little bit more myself.
Well, I'm
torturing.
19 for Malone. Utah by 5. 5.5 remaining. Nice pass from Longley. Good luck by Luke Longley. Jordan looking to reset. Hornacek is with him. Here comes Malone. Here's Jordan. Yes. Fouls on Chicago. 3 on Utah. Here's Stockton. Wild pass. That's turnover number 7 committed by John Stockton.
Utah needs to play with poise here.
Jordan behind the back. Sets it up for Longley. Yes. The Bulls have taken a 1-point lead.
Michael clearly had Hornacek and the double team beat.
Next foul will put them over the limit. Here's Jordan.
Yes.
Michael Jordan has worked his way back in terms of the stroke, and the Bulls lead by 1.
The disciplined defense forced the fadeaway jumper. Don't foul.
Jazz over the limit. We're down to 5. Jordan putting moves on Russell. We're down to 2. Now to 1. Here's Jordan. Yes! It is all over. The Chicago Bulls have won at the buzzer in game 1 of the best of 7 on the jump shot by Michael Jordan. With an 84-82 victory in dramatic fashion over the Utah Jazz. Michael Jordan going right at Brian Russell and hitting on the jump shot.
Standard set play, end of game for the Chicago Bulls, and a smart play by Chicago by putting the ball in Jordan's hands where it'd be very difficult to come double team. They took Stockton away. Of course, with Steve Kerr, he had to watch him, and Brian Russell at Michael Jordan's mercy.
But Phil Jackson, so calm all the time, gets up and goes, all right, I like that guy on my team. But they got it to Jordan early, and Brian Russell stabbed at it. He didn't play the position. He gave Jordan the opening.
So Michael Jordan with 31 points, including the game winner. He's with Ahmad Rashad.
All right, thanks, Mark. Michael, you were so businesslike all day. You knew this was not going to be an easy task, and you rose to the occasion.
Well, you know, the first game is always a tougher game. I don't care what anybody says. I think Utah came in, they played extremely well. I'm pretty sure they're going to take a more victory from today's game. But, you know, I think we had a good feel for them. We found out a good feel for them. And, you know, down the stretch, it was nip and tuck. You know, it could have went either way. And, you know, I missed the free throw call, comes down and missed 2 free throws. So, I mean, MVP didn't do much down the stretch until I was able to knock the shot in down the stretch.
It was almost like a boxing match, sparring. You know, nobody really throwing a knockout punch till it got down to the end.
No, it was a close game all throughout the game, and, you know, it was going back and forth, and whoever made the best plays down the stretch was going to win the ball game.
Well, it is on. It is on. And we will see you on Wednesday. All right, great game. All right, let's go over to Jim Gray.
Tell us about that last shot, your thoughts as Michael took it.
Well, I mean, we ran the play to perfection. Give Michael the ball, told him don't leave any time on the clock to give him a second chance. And, you know, he just eyed it out and took the best shot that he felt good about.
She continues here at the United Center in Chicago. What a performance by Scottie Pippen. Michael Jordan, 31 points, including the game winner for Jordan. The legend continues with yet another game winner in the NBA Finals. Another look, setting it up with a crossover against Brian Russell, and then hitting from the angle at the buzzer. Let's take another look at it. It was Chicago ball in possession following the 2 missed free throws by Karl Malone, and here it is.
Another real key was how quickly they got the ball to Michael Jordan. No wasted motion. He went right at him. Perfect execution, the footwork. He's made that jumper quite a few times. It all comes together in the finals for him.
13 of 27, 31 points, 8 assists in his 41 minutes. The Bulls take game 1 from Utah. We'll be back with more from Chicago in a moment. Once again, our final score in dramatic fashion on the game-winning jump shot by Michael Jordan. The Chicago Bulls take game 1 over the Utah Jazz, 84-82. The NBA Finals underway Wednesday at 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 Pacific. It'll be game 2 from Chicago right here on NBC. And coming up next on most of these NBC stations, there is must-see TV comedy heading your way. Third Rock from the Sun and Men Behaving Badly. That's next right here on NBC. For those of you who would like to continue with the NBA Finals, interviews and post-game and the Jazz 82. This has been a presentation of the NBA on NBC.